Hello, I'm Bronna Kahle, your state representative, and I'd like to welcome you to our state's capital here in Lansing. Join me as we take a look at how we honor veterans at the seat of our state's government. Michigan's Capitol, both the building and the grounds, are a monument to our state's veterans. Tens of thousands of Michigan soldiers had seen the new dome on the U.S. Capitol being built during the Civil War. And when the state's Capitol was designed in the 1870s, there was no question but that the building would have a dome, a symbol of the Union and the veterans who had fought for its preservation. The Capitol grounds are dotted with monuments honoring our state's veterans. The newest memorial on the Capitol grounds is the All Wars Memorial, dedicated to the sacrifices of 1.4 million Michiganders who served in armed conflicts of the 20th century. The All Wars Memorial also pays tribute to prisoners of war and those missing in action. Walking south down Capitol Avenue, you'll come to a statue honoring Michigan's Civil War governor, Austin Blair. Governor Blair was known as the soldier's friend and was remembered for his care for the wives and children left behind. A little further down Capitol is the Hiker, dedicated to veterans of the 1898 Spanish-American War. American veterans fighting in the tropics called themselves hikers. At least 50 identical hiker statues exist around the United States, including 2 right here in Michigan. Down at the corner of Michigan and Allegan, we come to the first Michigan Sharpshooters Monument, honoring a regiment that fought with distinction during the Civil War. When the siege of Petersburg ended in the final days of the Civil War, it was the first Michigan Sharpshooters that led the way into the city and raised the stars and stripes over the courthouse. While many Civil War regiments were made up of men who hailed from one city or county, the first Michigan Sharpshooters drew its members from across the state, including a company of Native American volunteers from the Upper Peninsula. The rotunda of our state capitol is very much focused on veterans, especially Civil War veterans. When our capitol first opened in 1879, the Civil War had ended only 14 years before. Michigan's Civil War battle flags have been displayed here since 1909. The original hand-painted silk flags are now on display at Michigan's Historical Museum. We have replicas on display here at our Capitol. Here under the dome, you'll see on display bronze plaques that record the number of soldiers that served in each regiment. The Capitol has its own room, especially dedicated to veterans, and it's the meeting room for the House Appropriations Committee. Veterans have been honored with a special room in the Capitol for much of the building's history. And here we see the flags of more than a dozen veterans organizations. Thank you so much for joining me, and I especially want to say thank you for your service to our country. If there's ever anything I could do to help, or if you have any questions that I may be able to answer, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I would love to hear from you.